Hello, beautiful self-aware brain. So I'm trying something kind of new here. Not totally new to me, but certainly new to this new channel. And that is flying without a net. I have no script today. I'm going to do minimal editing, like really minimal, close a couple gaps. Maybe if I repeat myself, I'll cut it out. Otherwise, you're getting it raw and unfiltered. So there are some things that are important to share with you about what I'm doing here, what I'm trying to do here. Last year, I started this new brand, Apex Performance Life. The name is not important. I know from lots of experience in consulting that people spend way too much time on names and logos and things that don't really matter. What really matters is reach and distribution and really trust, because if you have distribution and no trust, what do you have? Nothing. So today we live in a very interesting landscape, right? The business landscape, the information landscape overlap more than ever, and they're both pretty polluted. So let me tell you a couple little stories to kind of give you a sense of my background, where I'm coming from. It'll help you see where I'm going. I mean, if you read the newsletter, BrainHealth.news, then you'll know where I'm coming from because I'm putting it all in there. Putting it all in there. Everything I've learned, everything I think, everything I feel, everything that matters to me. Specific to brain health, which is body health, because mind and body are one. Two words, same thing, right? So that's part of my approach. Absolutely my experience. But everything I'm all about is there, for better or worse. I think better. I'm betting on better. I'm putting all this effort into it because I think it's better. But there are downsides. And what I'm dealing with is some of the downsides in terms of the industry I'm making a play in, right? Health and wellness. Health, wellness, performance, cognitive performance, productivity. These are all great business opportunities and as such have attracted some of the wrong element. And by wrong, I just kind of mean low integrity. So the background is kind of a two-parter, right? Which is, as you may know, in case you didn't know, you'll know now. I grew up here in Silicon Valley. So on the one hand, that can seem like a positive thing. I grew up in this what's to me from growing up here, a very creative environment, certainly a very innovative environment and a very tech-centric environment. And I've loved that journey. I love technology. But we've obviously also crossed a threshold kind of socioeconomically in terms of our trust of technology, our trust of Silicon Valley. Ezra Klein just recorded probably the best video I've ever seen on some of these themes just yesterday on his New York Times channel. It's about Odysseus, but he touches on how the Silicon Valley tech industry has been corrupted. Corrupted by money, corrupted by power. Power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. So that's still true. Our system, democratic capitalistic system, was originally designed to put checks and balances around that, but those checks and balances are weakening and falling apart because they're corrupted. So we're living in this increasingly corrupt society. What I really mean is putting self-interest above the general interest, the common interest. So the way I'm dealing with that is that I'm taking everything I've learned, all of the things that I know have helped me in terms of my career as a software designer, which is basically health and nutrition, right? So everything kind of springs from that. So my cognitive performance, I know from a lifelong practice. I'm a multi-sport athlete. These are my participation trophies. This one I think was race champion GT5. So I'm an amateur racing driver. I'm an amateur triathlete, multi-sport athlete, as I like to say. I do a lot of things. I've done a lot of martial arts in the past, but that practice is how I achieved what career success I've had. I'm dealing with this brand, with this venture, Apex Performance Life plus BrainHealth.news, the newsletter. So I'm an introvert. My favorite thing to do is to not sit at a desk or sit at a computer screen, but it's to build things. It's to design things, to make all of those little micro decisions with an overarching holistic vision in mind. Now we call it taste, but being able to tie the macro, and I mean macro, at every level, from the societal to the economic to the local to the community or communal to our family network of relationships, our close relationships, friends and family, to our relationship with ourselves, designing in that environment. That's how I was trained. That's how I learned to design. I always take a holistic approach to everything. And the way I'm approaching Apex Performance Life / BrainHealth.news is an extension of that. It's how I've operated my whole life. It's because I come from this environment, Silicon Valley, and also high school and before and after the Navy in Santa Cruz, surfing, skating, athletics, a lot of swimming, a little triathlon, but a very creative community, it's an environment that has brought us real innovation. Unfortunately, that innovation has become more and more corrupted by big money. And I'm dealing with this now that I'm in the health and wellness industry, because the health and wellness industry, in case you haven't noticed, is also, not just in my opinion, certainly in my opinion too, compromised. So what I'm trying to do here is bring myself, my whole self, my integrity, my altruistic motives, my genuine desire to help people achieve what they're all about in life, what they want to achieve in life. Self-actualization, building their happiness through self-actualization, like Maslow did from the bottom up. If you're not familiar with Maslow's hierarchy, go ahead and look it up. But the point is, I'm making a play in an industry that's polluted, but I'm trying to do it with integrity. I'm trying to do it without compromising myself. So my background, I'm coming from a couple places, as I kind of alluded to. One is my background in banking, right? So for 15 years, I was in commercial banking, and one of the big brand name banks, national banks, everybody would recognize if I named it. I'm not going to name it because it's not important to what we're talking about here. But the banking industry, working in banking, is based on trust. Trust is based on integrity. If you don't have those things, you've got no business. Doesn't matter how good you are at keeping people's money safe or investing it or whatever, right? Helping them manage it, which is what my job was. Without trust, you have nothing. Now, I want to tell you a little story about my wife, Maria. My wife, Maria, has a very sensitive bullshit detector. And when something triggers her very sensitive bullshit detector, her tolerance for bullshit, once it's detected, is exactly zero. I like to think it reflects well on me too, that this is my partner in life, that this is one of the things I love about her most, that I'm there's this positive projection, let's call it. And this informs my approach to business. Obviously, these things, my background, my parents, right? Maybe I'll talk about them more over time. If you read the apexperformance.life website, backgrounder, you'll know my dad, an engineer at Stanford for 30 years, Department of Energy, Stanford Layer Accelerator Center, is a huge part of this. My health habits, the introduction to taking supplements, took supplements every day, huge influence in everything I'm doing here. So this is my general approach I'm trying to share with you. But basically, it's a real challenge to get into this very polluted pool and not get polluted by it, to not feel dirty, right? That's the balance I'm trying to strike, which is how can I make an honest play in here, actually make some money? I don't need a ton of customers. I need some. I need some who trust me and who will trust me long-term, hopefully, as long as I'm here. Without that, I have nothing. So this is the foundation I'm trying to build everything from. But I'm faced with this challenge of the most successful brands in the industry have very low integrity, in my opinion. They're selling bullshit. And a lot of the influencers call them out on it. I shouldn't say a lot. A few of the influencers call them out on it. And I really appreciate that. There are literally only 3 channels I can think of top of mind. There might be a few more, but top of mind, there are only 3 channels on YouTube. And I love YouTube. Hi, YouTube, I love you. There are only 3 channels I follow and trust. I follow a lot. I trust them, to some degree on the trust spectrum, let's say. But the ones at the top are Scott Carney. Look up his channel if you haven't, or if you don't know of it already. He has a huge following, so you probably already have encountered. Scott Carney had a great series on, I think it was Griftoverse, but a lot of content about the corruption of the health and wellness industry. Love it. He is probably one of the best expressions of my approach that isn't for me. Now, how do you do that? I don't know. That's what I'm here trying to figure out. The other channels are 2 doctors, a physician and a scientist. There's a distinction. One's a research scientist, one's an actual, primary care physician or emergency anyway. Dr. Mike. Who doesn't love Dr. Mike? Dr. Mike is amazing because what he has done, for me particularly, but I think for a lot of people, he's a huge following, of course. Dr. Mike has proven that you can be successful on YouTube and in business without compromising your integrity, your humanity. Trust from a human to human, albeit parasocial, but from a human to human connection point of view or level. The other one, last but not least, last is actually the first, Dr. Rhonda Patrick. Love you, Dr. Rhonda. You're the one who I blame for getting me into this mess to a certain degree. I'm kidding, of course. Little sarcasm. Forgive me. But listening to her podcast, I mentioned my amateur motorsports career. Driving to and from Willows Raceway, Northern California, a couple hours from where I live. I will listen to Dr. Rhonda Patrick's podcast, interviewing scientists, exposing me to a lot of terms, a lot of things I didn't know that made me curious, that made me want to learn them. So I've been on this journey for years and years and years, and I'm trying to share it, to expand it, to distribute it. Yes, indeed, to monetize it. I have to. If I could do it for free, I would. Right now, so far for the past year, I have been doing it for free. So that's proof of something, but free can't last forever. So bear with me as I find my way on this journey and figure out how to be myself, maintain my integrity in a social media atmosphere where performative authenticity is the norm, where doctors, influencers that are physicians and scientists have been corrupted by the industry because there's so much money in it. They can make more money as an influencer than they could ever have made as a academic, as a researcher, as a physician in a hospital. Because in those environments, they're only selling their individual time. I get it. This is how we distribute ourselves, our value on these platforms, on these social platforms that are how most people get their information now, including medical advice, including health and wellness advice. I go and do the research in the newsletter and show you the raw sources in the footnotes of everything I'm writing about to kind of counteract the social media landscape we live in. And I just wrote about this. Go read about it in the last newsletter. Again, I'm laying everything out in the newsletter. If you read the newsletter, if you take 5 to 10 minutes, it's never longer than 10 minutes. I try to keep it down to as close to 5 as I can, but somewhere in between there is all it will take every Sunday for you to get to know me, to know my mind, to know my heart, to know where I'm coming from, to know what I'm trying to give. I'm not a physician. I have a nutritional coaching certification I got this year from Precision Nutrition because I wanted to prove I'm willing to put, my money where my mouth is. I'm willing to put in the work to learn, to show that I have a foundation in nutrition, health, a scientific foundation, a framework to approach it from. They call it deep health. call it whatever you want, holistic health. But that's my approach, is holistic. There are a myriad of ways to achieve our goals, our self-actualization, ultimate self-actualization goal, as Maslow puts it, in Maslow's hierarchy. Again, look it up if you're not familiar, please. And I want to cover them all, but I'm trying to do it in a media landscape and an information pool, a pool of information that's polluted with disinformation, that's polluted with corruption, that's polluted with personal interest, first, foremost, if not only. So it's not easy, and I'm not trying to make it sound, I want you to feel sorry for me. I love doing this. I'm doing it for free because I love it. I want to monetize it so that I can love it even more, so I can expand it, so I can get some help. Right now, I'm a solopreneur. It is a serious limitation to have no team to help me with media production, with strategy, with content, all the stuff you need to really get yourself out there, to distribute yourself across the channels and let people know who you are. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't love doing this. I'm an introvert. I'm a builder. My career as a software designer is a reflection of who I am as an introvert. I love building things. I love thinking. I love solving big problems. I'm trying to apply everything I am and I've learned in that career to this sphere, which is to say, I'm really I consider myself more of a reporter, an educator. It's an educational channel, and I'm reporting science. I'm on this journey with you to a large degree, right? So I taught web design, web interface design, Silicon Valley College, way back when in the dot-com bust, year 2000, right? So I learned from doing that how much I could learn from teaching, and that's pretty much what I'm doing here. I'm learning so much, and I love that about this journey, about what I'm trying to create for you, what I am creating for you. I'm doing it to find my voice, to bring consistency to the message and campaign on it, to get my self, this part of myself that is all about personal achievement, self-actualization, self-fulfillment by these health and wellness means, out there to distribute it, to help people, genuinely. Because it's helped me my whole life, right? So what do we want to do at a later stage of life? And I'm in a later stage of life, in case you can't tell. Tell me in the comment how old you think I am. Tell you how warm or cold you are. At least we go through different stages of life. At the beginning, we're all about accomplishment and all about establishing ourselves, getting to know ourselves, showing ourselves and those around us, those close and those at work, what our capabilities are. But after we've kind of proven that to ourselves, you look beyond that very near horizon and you look further. And most of us want to, with gratitude for what has helped us achieve whatever health and happiness we've found in life, that gratitude is transformed into a desire to give to others what made all the difference for us. And that's where I am. That's what I'm trying to do here. Again, I don't have a lot of followers, so nothing to lose really, I don't think, by posting this unscripted video. But I just, I really want to put myself out there in an uncomfortable space. This is not my comfort zone. Like I always say in my regular videos, my more polished videos, my scripted videos, I'm not here to influence you. I'm here to inform you. And I'm sincere in that. And part of it comes from not really wanting to be an influencer, right? I'm pretty comfortable on camera, but I don't get anything out of it in terms of my, I don't know, not yet anyway, in terms of my sense of self or needing that feedback or positive reinforcement or whatever, or validation. As an introvert, the energy really flows from the inside out, not from the outside in. I love building things. I'm going to build things. I'm going to build software for you. I'm going to build a mobile app for you. I'm going to build utility. I read all of the relevant subreddits almost every morning. Yeah, every day for what matters to people. So I have a pretty good sense after a year of doing this pretty much full time of what people's needs are and building systems, building, well, products, right? I'm a product designer, software designer. Building products that satisfy those needs is what I'm doing here. And it'll take many forms. The newsletter is one. Other products will be others, right? Physical products, digital products, all of it. The thing that I really want you to take away is a little bit better sense of who I am, who I'm showing up as. It's probably something Tony Robbins talks about, for example. Just show up, right? Half of success is showing up. So I'm here showing up. With your help, we'll do it together because I can't do it without you. This is nothing without you, without the audience listening to me, putting up with my idiosyncrasies, not polished. I'm not very good at this. It's an uncomfortable requirement of what I'm up to. So thanks for bearing with me. I love you. Beautiful self-aware brains. Eat whole foods, stay active, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.